Hello, everyone. My name is Pam Nacpil, and this is The Moving Truth with Pam. So, my guest today is one gorgeous lady.
Thank you.
So, I will let her introduce herself, please.
Hello, good evening. My name is Cecille Roque. I am 45 years old, a mother of two, married, and I've been in Canada since 2011.
2011.
Yes, since
That's
2011.
quite a long time. So, we'll talk about the journey, Cecile, okay?
Okay.
So, before Canada, where were you?
After graduation, I started working on board cruise ships.
Cruise ships.
Cruise
So
ships, yes.
immediately after graduation.
After graduation.
Why? Why did you want to work for a cruise ship? Is it the love boat thing?
No, it's because when I finished high school, I originally wanted to take preparatory for medicine.
Okay.
But unfortunately, we are not well off. And my mom and my dad were very honest to me, saying that they cannot afford to send me to a med school.
Wow.
So at that time, my sister had a boyfriend who was working on cruise ships, who's now her husband
Okay.
of 26 years. At that time, I would see him come home after a year's contract from the cruise ship with all this jewelry and all these chocolates and fruits. And I said, oh my God, like, I feel like it's so nice to work cruise ship. Every time he comes home, he's got a lot
Yes,
of
all
money.
this.
So, and then when he heard my mom tell me that they cannot send me to med school, he said, take hospitality industry, take a Bachelor of Science, at least acquire 6 months experience in a hotel or a restaurant, and I'll help you work for a cruise ship.
Wow.
And that's
How
how I
long
got
were
there.
you working in a cruise ship?
I started from 2001, and then I stopped in 2008.
2000. Wow, that's a good 8 years.
8 years.
Okay.
Yes.
What are you allowed to say? Which cruise ships were
Sure.
this?
Yeah. Oh, I've been in three
Not
three
just
companies.
one.
Three
Okay.
companies. My first one was Holland America Line. My second one was Ocean Village under P&O Cruises.
Okay.
And then the last one was V Ships.
So what did you do there?
I started off as a front desk attendant.
Okay.
So we were at the reception. We are.
So it's like a hotel just
It's a
in the
hotel.
sea.
It's a floating hotel, but you live there.
Okay.
So instead of check-in, check-out, we have what you call embarkation, disembarkation.
Okay.
And we take care of the paperwork. We
Okay.
take care of their arrangements for their luggage to go to their respective airports and so forth.
So did you like that kind of work? I mean, you were planning to be a doctor, and then
Yeah.
here I am checking
Yeah.
in people for a cruise ship.
Yeah.
How did that feel for you?
I love it. I love it because when you're young, I think it's a job for young people. And at the time, I was very young. I was like 20, 21 years old.
Okay.
Because you get to travel around the
Okay,
world while
okay.
working, and then you get paid. Everything's free.
Free, okay.
The only downside of it is that you live there, you work 7 days a week. You don't have days off.
7 days a week.
You get paid the same rate no matter how long,
Long you work.
You work.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if it's 8 hours, and then even if you work really late, they have these random fire drills and boat drills, and then like at 5 o'clock in the morning they
Oh,
will
wow,
like ring the
okay.
bell, and then you have to get up.
Okay.
So that was the downside of it. So.
Okay. But you started working there as a single person.
Yes.
Then what
I'm
happened?
single. And I met my husband.
You met your
on
husband.
my second contract.
So because you did have many
Yes.
people, you were in the ship.
Yes,
You met
yes.
your husband.
I met my husband. We're like Filipinas. Like we have like golden brown
Yeah.
skin, and like this kind of skin is very
Attractive.
to foreigners. What I
Yeah.
say. I've had many foreigners who've asked me out on a date, but I don't know. I'm more
Your heart
attracted
is
to my heart is
Filipino.
Filipino. So that's yeah. He
Okay.
was my second boyfriend on
Okay.
board, and then when we got home, we got engaged, and
Got
the rest
married.
is history. Yes.
Okay. So for 8 years, you were in the cruise ship. And then what happened? What made you decide to do something else?
So I got promoted as a guest services manager. Holland America Line is under the Carnival Cruise umbrella.
Okay.
So with Carnival Cruises, they have so many cruise ships
Companies.
underneath them. So they
Okay.
have branches like Holland America's Carnival, Seaboard is Carnival at the time. Now it has changed. I don't know anymore. So when I got promoted as a guest services manager, they told me I have to be transferred somewhere else.
Oh.
So, and I have to be away from my husband for like
Okay.
8 to a year at a time. We'll come home, we'll see each other for like 2 months at a time, then go
And
back.
then,
So, and then I had my daughter, and then I felt this is not a conducive living arrangement for families like this, like
can
us. So,
can you even bring your child with you? No.
no.
So it's like
No, you
just
can't.
you're
So-
like an overseas worker.
Yes.
You leave your child, and you'd have to leave your child in the Philippines.
Yes, with my mom.
Okay, so,
So she grew up in the Philippines. So,
oh,
so I told my husband, like, this cannot happen. We need to like find a way on how we can stay together. And then we found this really huge, like a 2-pager ad on Manila Bulletin.
okay. In one of the
Every
papers
Sunday,
in the Philippines. Okay.
every Sunday they have like all the ads.
Ads.
For,
I
so,
love Manila Bulletin for
yeah,
that.
Manila Bulletin. I'm a big fan of Manila Bulletin, especially Sundays. So it's like 2-pager saying United States, Colorado, Mesa Verde, Aramark National Park is hiring
Okay.
for seasonal workers.
Okay.
So they will sponsor H-2B visa. So the H-2B visa in the States is like a seasonal visa. So
Yeah.
it's good for 6 months at a time. You're required to move from one employer
to
to another employer every 6 months because it's a
Wow.
seasonal visa. So, and we went for an interview, me and my husband, and we got
We
the
got the
job.
jobs.
So now we're one step forward. We're together now.
Together.
So now we have to make a plan on how we can find a way to get
stay.
to stay and get my daughter.
Okay.
Excuse me. But so we stay there. Seasonal visas, H-2Bs, you only have a maximum of 3 years to stay in the
Oh, wow.
States.
Was there not an opportunity for H-2Bs to be converted into a?
Unless there's like an employer that would sponsor you for an H-1B visa, but then again, that will take like
Some
3
time.
more years. It's very tedious. It's
Okay.
very tedious. Or you can marry an American citizen,
But
which
you were
I
married.
cannot. I'm already married. So
That's always part of
yeah.
when you're
So-
single. That's part of a plan.
So yeah, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
So okay, so you
single
were in the
anymore.
States. How
Yeah.
long were you in the U.S. for the H-2B
I think
visa?
a little over 2.5 years.
And then your
Well,
daughter was still in the Philippines.
Yes.
So that was-
it was hard. So
Yeah.
she grew up without most of her life. Most of her life from 1 to her 8th birthday. We weren't.
Really?
Her-
So
we
how
weren't
does she
together.
feel about it? Like,
I felt when we finally got her to come with us in Canada, I felt that there was a disconnect. And I don't blame her. I get it, but you know, we're
You had to
here
work.
we are here to make a living, give her the life that we didn't have, you know, how we are
Yeah,
as Filipinos. So
so you were in the States. You're very near Canada now. So
Yes.
how was the jump? How did you make the jump from the U.S. to Canada?
okay, so before our 3 years was up in the United States, some of our former colleagues who used to have H-2B visas in
Okay.
Aramark worked at Swiss Chalet, and
Okay.
they got a sponsorship or work permit here. At that
Okay.
time, there's like multiple streams that you can apply,
Wow.
and there's the foreign worker program was like a really big deal at that time.
I don't even know about that program, but it's
yeah.
not gone now,
No,
right?
we didn't have AIP at that time. Yeah, we didn't have that. So we went through the foreign worker program, provincial nominee program. So my friend who's working at Swiss Chalet in Moncton, he said that, oh, I met this gentleman in the Filipino store. He's asking if I know anyone who would want to work for him for
Okay,
McDonald's because
okay.
he owns about, I think, 4 McDonald's. His
Okay.
name is Danny Moore, my Danny. So, and he referred us to him. So we
Okay.
emailed back and forth. And at the time we were in Aspen, Colorado, and he scheduled us for a Skype interview.
Okay.
And he interviewed us, and then
You got the job.
We got the
so how
job.
long from the time you were interviewed that you got? Did you have to go back to the Philippines, or you went
No.
straight to Canada?
We can't go back to the Philippines. We went straight from the U.S. to Canada.
Canada.
So
And here in New Brunswick.
in Shediac.
Oh, Shediac.
Yes,
Okay.
Shediac,
So, how long were you in Shediac until you were able to bring your daughter here?
So that's an interesting. I think I have my ways. So I have my ways. So I was in. We arrived in Shediac in October of 2011. I think October of 2011. We started off as crew members for McDonald's. So we did not have a skilled work permit at the time. So for you to be able to apply for a residency, you need to have a skilled permit. Luckily, with the hard work that we put through, like they've seen how hard we work, I was promoted in less than a month.
Okay.
So my work permit
Was changed
from non-skilled to skilled.
Skilled. Okay.
And now I'm the principal applicant. With that skilled work permit at the time, my husband was able to apply for an open work permit.
Okay. Okay.
So he was able to escape McDonald's right
Okay,
away.
okay.
I had to stay.
You had to
I had
stay.
to stay. And then I said, I cannot wait 2 more years to get a residency before we can get our daughter. So we applied for her to have a student permit.
Student permit.
So she came
Okay.
as a student
And
with a
that's
student permit.
And that's when you felt the disconnect.
No, not at that time. When she turned 13. Yeah.
But that's a teenager phase
Yeah, but
also.
there's still a disconnect. Like you can feel it somehow. Like she's not as affectionate. She barely says "I love you."
But that was then. How is she now?
We don't talk.
Oh.
So that's one thing that I regret coming to Canada. I felt like the environment and the influence is not as
It's different.
it's so different. It's very
Individualistic.
yeah,
Right?
and it's very liberated here. So like at least us, like we're very conservative and we kind of stick to our traditions. With them, it's just they don't really care. Like they have like once they reach a certain age, they think they know better. So and it came to a point that her friends are more important than her family. So it's a long story.
Yeah,
it's,
I
it's
know.
just,
But, you know,
yeah,
time heals everything.
I
Yeah.
hope so. I
So-
hope so.
During the time McDonald's, okay, from McDonald's, what happened?
From McDonald's, I stayed, and then I applied for a permanent residency.
Okay.
I got my permanent residency in 2014.
Okay, 3 years, not so bad.
Yes.
Okay.
But while I was waiting for the permanent residency, because my husband had an open
work
permit, he was working at the casino at the time.
Okay. But he still works at the casino part-time.
Part-time. He loves it there. So he was hired by the food and beverage manager, who at the time, Ted Barfett was his name. And he used to be a food and beverage director at a cruise ship.
Oh.
So he knows the work ethic of
Of
people
people.
who work in cruise ships. So my husband said, "Well, my wife is
Used to be the
is
guest
going.
services.
Yeah, we both used to work for cruise ships, and she's going to have her permanent residency very soon." So, and then he said, "Oh, perfect! I'm looking for a banquet captain."
Okay.
So you think by this time she can have it, and I got it.
So you moved to the casino.
Yeah, well, I resigned from McDonald's and I moved to the casino as a banquet captain at the time.
But so many things have happened to you then since then, Cecile.
Oh, so
I know
many,
you
so
opened a
many.
restaurant.
Yes, so many.
And now you have a cleaning business, and now you know you work for, like, so many things are happening to you.
Yes.
Of all the things that are happening to you, what can you say? I mean, why this transitions? What happened to you as an entrepreneur? Did you like it?
I'm very weary. I'm a weary soul.
Okay.
I do not like being stuck in one place.
I can
I
empathize.
don't like, and I'm very hungry for growth and progress, and I'm always excited to doing something more.
Yeah.
And I like to extend myself as much as I can to see how far I can go.
No. Okay.
So I am not afraid of stepping out of my comfort zone. So at first I said I want to be a hotel manager.
That's it.
So I became banquet manager, I became a dining room manager, I became the general manager for 2 restaurants in Moncton.
Wow.
And then from then, there was an opportunity to open up a seasonal restaurant in Shediac, which I
Yeah.
did. I did it for 1 season, and we did very well considering it was
I know.
pandemic at that time. So, yeah. So,
And now what do you do?
I used to work. My last job was a financial service manager with your husband at
Plugging.
yeah, Toyota. And then one day I was so bored. It was a low season. Toyota,
Okay.
not a lot of people were buying cars. So I said, well, I need to get busy. I need to get busy. So I went through and said, okay, I'm going to apply as an owner operator for a cleaning company, just something. And
You got
then
it.
they got me a call to say, would you like to take on 2 days clean for a Staples in Moncton?
Okay.
So I did that. I hired somebody, did that. Then they gave me another Staples. And then they gave me Walmart. And then it's just
Oh my goodness.
one after. And
So
then,
how many stores do you have now?
oh my God, 26 right now?
26.
26. So
Don't you feel to be so busy? Like,
yeah, it can be very draining, but I don't regret a bit
Really?
of the decision that I made.
so in all these things that you're doing, is there anything or any point in time that you felt like you couldn't do this, or you were not welcome, or there was something that
No,
never?
no, my friends, my husband, and my parents have always said, even my broker, because I also do flips.
Okay.
So I buy like fixer-uppers and then fix it and sell it. So I do a lot of things. So even my broker, all of them, the people who know me, they keep saying that I'm a very ambitious person.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But you know, in the Philippines, when you say
It's ambitious,
ambitiosa,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
always
yeah.
like a
It's
very
different.
negative connotation. But I am very
And there's
ambitious.
Honestly, there's nothing
I'm very
wrong with that.
ambitious.
There's nothing. Any advice you would give to people moving or wanting to move to Canada?
Oh, I sent this to you yesterday. So, if you wake up in the morning and you feel like there's more to your life than what you currently have, if your heart is telling you Canada is the place for you to be, then go for it. Just go for what you think is good for you, that will make you grow. And again, do not be scared to step out of your comfort zone.
But it's not as easy now as given all the regulations. Do you still think people should?
I think they should. Like, everybody has to start somewhere. If you have to start as a student, start as a student. If you have to come in as a visitor, like the law changes every day.
Exactly.
It changes every day. Like, maybe now it's not possible. Tomorrow might be a different story.
But prepare for it, right?
Prepare for it. And then
Prepare for
just make your dreams and your goals be your motivation. Let that be your wings. Because without that, without anything for you to look forward to, nothing will happen.
How about advice to people who want to be entrepreneurs? Like, oh, it takes money, it takes time. Most people can't do it because they have jobs, right? But they want to be an entrepreneur. Any advice for people?
You need to think, if you do not have, you have to evaluate your situation, right? So like, if you have a family, if you even have the time, if you have the right capital to put up the business that you want. So if you don't have the capital, for example, start a business that does not really need capital. Like, say, for example, how do you say it? Drop shipping.
Mm-hmm.
That model is, like, when I first heard about drop shipping, I felt that
What
business.
is drop shipping?
Drop shipping, drop shipping is that, like, for example, Shopify.
Okay.
You go to Shopify, you put your account, and then you just make your own website, and there are websites that
you can link
that you
to
can
it.
link
Okay,
with
okay.
it. Then you go to, say, for example, I don't know if you know Temu or Alibaba or AliExpress. You just pick and choose you need to have an idea. Like if you want to sell apparel, if you want to sell general merchandise, it's up to you. You have to pick and choose because, for example, AliExpress, you can categorize it with, if like the most orders or the like more the least expensive. You can categorize that, and then you put it on your website.
So in short, you're just a middleman, in a way, right? You're linking people.
Yes, you're
to
linking people,
websites.
but you're putting a little bit of
Profit
on
the
it,
middleman
so that you
income.
don't need to have your own inventory. You don't need to worry about shipping because once they click that, it goes straight to AliExpress.
It's not yours.
And then you order.
Great idea. So
that's
one.
things like that. You just need to research. There's so many things out there that can make you money. It's just up to you how
to
you
research, to
Yes.
look into things. So
Yes.
doesn't really have to have be money related,
No,
right? Okay.
not at
So
all.
guys,
No,
listen to
so
that.
drop shipping and you start making money, then you will have some capital to do
Whatever
the
you wanna
business
do.
that needs a little capital. And then you grow from there.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
So how do you see yourself 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years from now?
I will have a mansion. And then I will retire.
And then will you invite me?
Absolutamente. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, but like,
No, I really want to have, I really do want to have a company. I already have one, but I would like to have my own building. And not just a cleaning company. I'd like to have multiple sorts of different kinds of businesses. So, which I'm starting to do right now.
how
So,
does your husband work towards, with you, with the dynamism you have, and like, oh, so many things I want to do?
we work together. When I had the seasonal restaurant, it was a corporation, and we had a lot of partners. That didn't really work well for me. You know how it is, because you have different personalities. It's
Yeah,
hard.
different
So
ideas.
we've decided it's just us, and it works.
Yeah.
Because he says yes, dear, all the time. So no fights.
Happy
right?
wife?
Happy life.
Life. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, like, what do you miss most about home? Lastly, do you miss the Philippines at all?
I do. I miss my family. My family's there. Still
No,
there.
no one here from your family?
My sister's here, but I sponsored her.
Oh.
But she now moved to Niagara region.
Okay,
So
okay.
she moved to Ottawa,
Ottawa,
then now Ontario. So
What
she's
do you
there.
miss most?
My mom is there. My brother is there. The weather, the beach, the food,
beach, yeah.
the mangoes.
Yeah, the mangoes. Yeah, if you haven't tasted Philippine mangoes, you have not
It's the
lived.
best mangoes.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah.
The best mangoes in the
But
world. So.
but I love the way you shared about just putting it all out, just doing and going for everything
Yeah.
that you want. I think that's important.
Yeah, because like life's too short. Like I said, life's too short for what ifs. You'll never know what's gonna happen if you don't try. The worst can happen. You fail. You fail.
Lose money, that's it.
Get back up and
You
do
try.
it all over again.
You try.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I hate what ifs too.
Yeah.
I really hate what
Yeah.
ifs.
Yeah.
And with that, thank you, Cecille, for joining me
you.
today. I wish I can just like pick your mind more
Pick
about
my
the
brain.
businesses and everything so we can share with people. But
Yeah.
that's all the time we have. But
Wow.
really, thank you for being here with me
You're
today.
welcome, and I'm sorry it was so traffic, so late.
Okay, with that, thank you very much, everyone. And we'll see you at the next Moving Truth with Pam. Bye now.